All right, we're going to give it just another maybe 30 seconds to a minute as you're jumping on. If you want to say hi, go ahead and say hi in the chat. Hi to Tom Hamper from Maryland. Great to hear you or be on with you, Tom. I guess not hear you, but to be here. It's going to be a great call tonight. So I'm very excited about it. From Cypress, California, calling in. Gwen from Cincinnati. Camden from Springville. Jason Waldrum. Hi from Mexico. We have someone from Mexico. Awesome. Christine from Chicago, from Edmonton, Alberta, all over the world, from Southern California, Florida. Awesome. I'm excited to have everyone, and I'm excited about this call tonight. We're going to give it another 15 to 20 seconds, and then we're going to get this thing started so we can hear from our guest speaker tonight. She is on the call. Heidi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, I can. I'm about to turn on my camera in just 1 second. How are you tonight?
Fantastic. How about you?
I am so excited. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. I can't wait to hear all about your story here. So we're gonna talk about that in just a moment. We are gonna get this call started right now. Oh, there she is. Hi, Heidi.
Hi. Had to make sure I didn't have lipstick on my teeth, you know?
I get it.
Now I'm paranoid.
You're fine. I would tell you. All right. Let's get this call started. We are here. It's a Wednesday webinar. If you don't know already, we do this every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We do business training twice a month. We do product training twice a month. So we try to even that out. And this one tonight is going to be a little bit of both, which is kind of fun. So before I introduce our guest speaker, I just want to give a reminder. Where is it? There it is. It's right behind me. Right there. See that? That's 11 more days of the convention cash countdown. And we have over 100 qualifiers just in the US already. And we have hundreds between that 60 to 75 point area. Remember, you have to get 75 points to qualify. So many of you are in that 60 to 75 point area. And we would love to have 200-300 people from the United States and Canada walking across that stage. Remember, if you hit 75 points at least, you get $500 at the end of this month in your March commissions, and then another $500 for as you walk across the stage at convention. So don't miss out on this chance to win, to earn some money. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Not to mention all of the other reasons why you should be at convention. There's a whole host of them. And I won't go over them in detail because we've done that in the past, but I promise you, and Heidi knows this, you do not want to miss convention. It's big. So that being said, I want to get right into the call here. I did bring on a special guest speaker, someone who I have a lot of admiration for. This is Green Diamond, Mrs. Heidi Stallard. As many of you know, her and her husband Miles have been around for about 4 years. They've had tremendous success within Kyani. They're one of our top leaders, and we absolutely love and appreciate everything they do. And they had that success maybe before their life got a little crazy. They decided to have a family and life got crazy, but they've found even more success since that time. So I wanted to bring on Heidi because I want to hear a little bit, Heidi, about your story, about what's happened in your life recently. I know you have a beautiful little girl. So I want to have you talk a little bit about your story so that we can let all these people hear about you and your beautiful family.
Awesome. Thanks, Skylar, for having me on. And thank you guys for everything that y'all do at corporate. I mean, you guys know, like without our corporate team, ladies and gentlemen, we would not be where we're at. And Skylar is somebody who is always in the trenches with all of the leaders. And so really, Skylar, thank you really from the bottom of my heart, and from me and Miles both, for everything that you do. But you guys, if we've never chatted before, hey, I'm Heidi. I am a Green Diamond out of Dallas, Texas. And, when we first got started, I had a bartending background. I was a student. I didn't have any success. We did have pretty fast success. My husband, we have 2 positions. We were able to achieve, pretty high level pins right out the gates. But then, like Skylar said, life really kind of comes at you in a whole nother way. Right after we actually, after my husband went diamond, we got engaged, and we were engaged for about a year, and I went diamond then. And then we got married. And then about 6 months after we got married, we had a baby, or we actually about 6 months after we got married, we bought a home and we found out we were expecting. So 9 months after that is when I had my baby. And, now she's 14 months old. And you guys, I will tell you, my husband and I, we've had tremendous financial success with Kayani, but it really is all about that time freedom. The fact that, I can be with my baby any time of day. My husband, it was funny. I'm like, hey, I've got to do this webinar. He loaded her up in the stroller. They're at the park right now, tuning in from his phone. I love that, where he can be, tuning in, just listening while he's probably pushing her in the swing. And you guys, that's what I love about this business is, the fact that we have those kinds of options, and so I'm so thankful for Kayani, but our success now is kind of coming at a whole different angle, because if any of you are parents, or if you aren't parents, you're going to find out if you become one, that life changes a lot when you have a baby, and you have to learn to kind of balance your life in a whole different way. And I know for me, first of all, I want to say that with Kayani, it was incredible the first few months that after I had my baby. We had a lot of feeding challenges. I took to being a new mom it was scary. It was, I felt like some women kind of get into it a little bit more graceful. I wasn't as graceful at it. So it definitely took me a little bit more time to get on my feet. And it was great because I had my Kayani business still working in the background, and then kind of gave me that freedom. Whereas, other professions, because I do consider this my profession, we don't want to be just one toe in, one toe out. We want to make sure that we are choosing this as something that is, a profession for us, treating it as a business, something that we're proud of, right? Most other professions out there, you wouldn't have that kind of flexibility or forgiveness. And that's what I love about our Kayani business and everything like that. But, it's been incredible because now I'm 15 months postpartum, and I've been trying to kind of figure out what I've been wanting to do. Obviously so right now I've actually, just to kind of update everybody, I'm actually getting ready to compete, doing 2 different bodybuilding bikini competitions coming up. And it was so perfect because I saw a way where Kayani's launched this huge healthy living movement. And I've loved that me and my team and my husband and several of our top leaders really rallied around this battle cry, if you will, about creating this healthy living movement. And what I'll tell you guys is that it's been incredibly powerful for our business, because here's the thing, you guys, is that we always talk about how, people buy, they don't buy into a business, or they don't buy products. They buy you, they love you, and they want to be a part of what you're up to. And I think it's so important that we have such a big cause. And I think people are waking up every single day and they're rallying around this cause. And it's not so much about everything that like Kayani is. Of course it is. It's all encompassed into the healthy living movement. But as far as people looking from the outside in, they want to be a part of this healthy living movement, especially as we launched into 2019. You guys, if you're not hashtagging healthy living movement, or if you're not talking to people about it, how you're, that this is not just something that you're dilly-dallying with. This is something that you are literally transforming your life and creating a healthy living movement around both your fitness and your finances. And that's what I've been talking about, what my husband's been talking about. You guys, it's been incredible for our business because people see us on social media. We're at the gym, you guys. I've talked to so many new people. I've gotten a whole new network of people where I've been able to talk about, of course, natural conversation. They're going to ask me 2 things when I'm at the gym after we've gotten to be friends. What do you do for a living? How are you here in the middle of the day and without a problem? And the other thing that they're going to ask me is, what supplements do you take? And what do you guys think the answer is going to be? Kayani and Kayani. And so for me and my husband, it's been an incredible boost to be a part of this healthy living movement. And it's incredible for us to see the transformation and kind of the lessons that you learn in addition from that really apply in fitness, but also in business. You know, if you can have a gym membership, but if you don't go to the gym, you're not going to get the results. Same thing with the business, like plugging into these webinars. You guys, congratulations. You guys are awesome. Give yourselves a huge pat on the back because you're pushing yourself, you know, where it may be a little uncomfortable. You know, you may have to pick up the phone. Maybe you wanted to watch that TV show or you wanted to just chill, but you guys chose to take that extra step and be building your business and to be on this. So Skylar, I could say 1,000,001 things, but I don't want to talk too much. So I'm going to kind of let you steer it from here. And, you know, any questions you want to ask, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, I do want to ask a couple questions, obviously, because I follow you on Instagram and I see you posting and I love what you're doing. You mentioned that you post both about your physical healthy living movement and your financial healthy living movement. Let's focus just for a second on the physical. You know, coming out of pregnancy, that's not easy. And my wife has done it a few times. What are some of the small steps? I'm not saying this applies to women who have come out of pregnancies, but what are some of the small steps you have to take to get into that healthy living lifestyle, that healthy living movement? Because it doesn't happen in a day. So according to you, what are some of those steps that you have to take to really get into that mindset?
You know, that's where this so perfectly correlates with business as well, is because when you start out the gates on a fitness journey, whether that's to lose weight, get in shape, or just create a healthier lifestyle, you have to understand that although you want to think big picture, you have to set small goals. So, you know, let me translate that. You may want to lose, 80 pounds or 60 or 50 pounds, right? But you don't want to say like, oh, you know, if you look at that 50 pounds, like, and you've got, you know, the next amount of time, it's going to seem like a very overwhelming, a very daunting task. And it can kind of seem a little defeating, you know, but if you were like, okay, in the next month, I want to lose 5 pounds, that seems totally achievable. And therefore you're motivated to work towards it because you have a small goal. Now, the same thing kind of translates the same way with business, because your goal may be that you want to go diamond. But if you look at that, you know, you may go, ooh, I don't really know how to do that. I'm not sure what that all takes. I'm not really sure about this or that. And that might seem a little scary, right? But if you break it down and you do goal setting where you're setting small goals for yourself every single day, you know, your first goal should just be, I just want to go like jade or pearl or sapphire. You know, if you want to go, and you could set that threshold for yourself, and that doesn't seem as scary. And so therefore you're motivated because you know it's a goal that you can actually get to. So I would say the first thing for anybody for fitness or any kind of healthy lifestyle, transformation would be set a small goal. You know, the goal doesn't have to be that you have to eat healthy for 12 weeks straight. You know, the goal might be that you just need to eat healthy today. Like you just need to take, instead of taking the next 12 weeks and focusing on how you need to eat healthy for 12 weeks, although you really do, right? It's like, that seems so far-fetched that you're just going to go around and eating cheat meals all the time. But you could go, you know what, in the next 12 hours, I just need to eat healthy, or I just need to go on a walk, or I just need to, you know, spend some time getting my body moving and active. So that would be my biggest thing, is that, you know, and especially for postpartum women, you know, taking it small, or taking small steps, and understanding that, you know, with any body, is that it took some time for your body to get there. And so understand that it's going to take some time for your new body to come about. You know, a caterpillar doesn't turn into a butterfly in a day. It takes time, but the process is worth it.
Absolutely. Thank you. One of the other things I noticed that you have, and I think it's great, is you have an accountability group that you tag whenever you're working out. So talk to us about accountability. Why is that so important to you? And again, both on the physical side and on the business side, what does that look like for you?
Oh man, it is awesome. You guys, when you have partners to run with in business, it makes it so much more exciting, and it puts a certain level of expectation on yourself, but it also puts a certain level of expectation on other people. And it makes the goal and the vision come to life when you're doing it with other people. And fitness is very much the same way. You know, you may be able to start out for a little bit on your own, or you may even have to start out for a little bit on your own. But I would highly recommend, you know, whether that's getting into classes or getting into an online support group or something like that for fitness, an accountability group is huge. You know, I have an accountability group. I've got like Christy Kendall, Kinley Mendoza, Ashley Dye, you know, I've got Whitney Holquist. We've got a million girls. I feel bad not even naming them all because Brenda Garza, I mean, several girls that are all a part of Kyani, and we've all kind of created this accountability group. And you guys, it's awesome. Like, Skylar, you couldn't have asked this question at a better time, because this morning I woke up at 5:30. I went to the gym, and I was in Miami this weekend, and it was a crazy weekend, and I did not want to get up, first of all. And then I went to the gym. I did a super hard leg workout, and I'm literally finishing up my leg workout. Hop on the Stairmaster, and I do 2 minutes. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna have to come back and do my cardio later. I'm so tired. And by this time, I woke up at 5:30. I got to the gym about 6:30. Started working out at 7. So by the time I was done with this, it was about 9 in the morning. And I'm literally texting in the accountability group, I am dying. My legs are killing me. Someone convince me to do cardio. I can't. And I had like 3 or 4 girls that were like, don't give up. Heidi, you can do this. This is like, it's all just in your mind. Just keep pushing. You'll be so glad that you did. I mean, it was incredible. And the energy that I got just from those little messages was like, you know what? They're right. I can do this. I'm bigger than this cardio machine. And so it helps so much, and helps in business too, to have that accountability with your upline, with your downline, having those running partners to push you to get out of your comfort zone and to have that breakthrough. Because after that, then you feel like a boss.
Awesome. Okay. So let's talk about the products a little bit, because you've got a baby, and you've got a husband, and you've got training going on for these 2 competitions that you're in. How do you make sure that you regularly take your Kyani products, and when do you take them?
Perfect question. Okay. So I will say, I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to say this. I will say that because of my level of activity and how hard I am on my body right now, I actually take probably in excess of the products. But every single morning when I wake up, I have the same breakfast every single morning. I take a sunrise then. And no matter what, whether I eat breakfast before I go to the gym or after the gym, I take my sunrise every single morning. I do not forget it. And then usually later on in the day, when I have one of my afternoon meals, I will take another sunrise, just because, like I said, my body is working hard right now. So I'm needing to have that repair and restore. Sunrise is all about giving your body the nutrients it needs to conquer the day. Well, my body's really needing that. My Nitro Extreme, I take it every single time I go to the gym. So I take it every morning with my sunrise and every afternoon with my sunrise. And then usually just a couple of times throughout the day. If I'm feeling extra sore, I will take more of my Nitro Extreme. And then in the evening time, I usually just switch to Nitro Effects, just to kind of, switch it up a bit. And just because that's the bottle that I keep by my bedside. But in the evening time, I take anywhere between 6 to 9 of the Sunset, because it helps so much with, all of my inflammation, and just making sure that I have those healthy omega-3s in my body, during that, time where my lipids are active. I'm needing to repair my body and needing to repair my brain after such a vigorous day, if you will. Yeah,
that is a lot of product, but hey, you've got to do what your body tells you to do. So I'm not gonna judge that at all. So as you were talking, my phone was lighting up. I have a few people saying, what does she eat? What do you eat for breakfast? Because you mentioned breakfast, but in general, they're asking, what does she eat?
Oh boy, I eat a lot. I eat a lot. Okay, so I'm on a high protein, high carb diet, and I have very little fats in my diet right now. So that's even more important why I should be getting those omega-3s, is because I need to make sure when I'm getting fats, I'm getting even more of the healthy ones, and the good ones. But in the morning, I have a half a cup of oatmeal with a half a cup of blueberries. I have 4 to 5 egg whites and 1 whole egg with a cup of coffee and a tablespoon of sugar-free creamer. For my second meal of the day, I have 4 ounces of lean protein, which would be chicken, shrimp, fish, ground turkey, 99% ground turkey, and then 4 ounces of carbs, which would be any potato or rice. And then my third meal is the same. So 4 ounces of lean protein, 4 ounces of carbs, or 2/3 cup of rice. My fourth meal of the day is 5 egg whites and a 1/3 cup of oatmeal, or I can do rice cakes. My fifth meal of the day, I don't do carbs. I do 4 ounces of protein with 1 to 2 cups of veggies. And I can have, on that meal, I can have salmon or steak 3 times a week to get in a little bit more fat into my diet. Usually do those on leg days. And then my sixth meal of the day, I usually do egg whites with veggies again. So I'm eating right now about 1 pound of meat a day and a lot of carbs.
Okay, you are eating a lot, but I know that you're training and that's necessary for it.
It's an excess. I would not recommend, unless you're a competitor, I would not recommend my diet. It's a lot of food, a lot of preparation, and it's just what my diet's designed for what I'm doing.
Okay. So one more question before I ask you the final question. This one is, why did you decide to do a competition? Because you've never competed before, is that right?
Right, I haven't.
Right. You've never competed before, but you decided to do the competition. Tell us why.
Yeah, so the first reason is I had that accountability group where it was really cool to see us transforming into having these goals set, and competing has always been in the back of my mind. And, as an athlete when I was younger, and then obviously I'm a little competitive. So there's that. But really it was kind of there's multiple reasons. You know how they say in network marketing or in any business is like, don't become a millionaire just for the $1 million. Do it because of who you have to become to make the $1 million. I'm doing the competition, not just to compete, but to become the kind of person that can compete, if that makes sense. So the discipline, the self-love, the self-care, the setting a goal, sticking to it, finishing through, working as hard as I can. Some of the habits that come into place with that, setting those healthy boundaries, making sure that I'm, transforming my life and making sure I'm setting a healthy example for my family, and really just because I wanted to do something. And another thing was that I wanted to do something that put me around a lot of people, allowed me to have more content to post on social media, and also helped me to build some influence, especially with the health and wellness company. I'm not saying that's what you have to do to have success, because obviously this is brand new and our success came prior to this little journey I'm on, or big journey I'm on. But those are the reasons why, is mainly because of the person that I want to become, because for the competition, everything that encompasses it. Yeah.
Well, it's exciting. I know your competitions, first one is 10 days after convention, 7 days?
Yep.
10, okay. So
peak week, which is like crazy. So 3 days after we get back from convention.
Okay. So it's going to be soon. All of us are going to see you at convention. All of us wish you the absolute best of luck. And my last question, bringing it all back together, all around to business, to Kyani. What have conventions done for you, and why do people have to be at this convention?
Oh my gosh. You guys, this goes back to what I said earlier, is like, you can be in Kyani, but you can't really say that you're in Kyani until you've gone to convention. And what I mean by that is like exactly what I said earlier, is like, you can have a gym membership, but if you don't go to the gym, you're not going to get the results, right? So you can't really say like, oh, I have a gym membership, I'm a gym rat, but I never go, right? Like that doesn't work. Same thing with Kyani. You cannot say that you're really in Kyani until you've gone to one of these conventions. And the reason that I say that is because when you go to these conventions, Kyani gets in you. It is if you've wanted to see your life completely transform for the better, this is the convention to get to. You guys, this convention, all of the conventions, but this one is going to be so pivotal for so many people out there. I mean, we are bringing top-notch leadership training. We're going to have incredible announcements that, you know, if you were on the Wednesday webinar with Mr. Hansen, he's alluded to a few things, and we're going to have so many things that I promise you don't want to miss. It's going to be one of those things where if you miss this convention, you're going to kick yourself saying, dang it, why did I not go to that convention? And the best way that I can describe a convention is that I can't describe it. Now, do you see me? I'm getting real serious on the camera here, because going to convention or trying to describe what our conventions are like is like trying to describe the color green to somebody who can't see, or trying to describe the taste of chocolate to somebody who's never tasted chocolate. You can't describe the feeling, the atmosphere, the energy, the internal transformation that happens within you that causes the success in your business. It's literally the most incredible thing I've ever been to. It's why my husband and I have had success. Every single time that we go to these conventions, we have massive breakthroughs in our business, in our relationships with each other, with our team. I mean, it's incredible. And you get to go, and going to these conventions is like going with 5,000 of your best friends. So many of us out there get so much this or that for network marketing or this or that. But when you go to these conventions, you meet people that are of the same mindset as you, that they want better in their life, you know? And so I always tell people, I'm like, you know, we always say, you know, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. And some people complain that their 5 isn't that great in life. I'm like, this is where you go find that 5. Go get around the 5 people that are going to hold you accountable. They're going to make you level up. They're going to inspire you to make that change in your life and for your family's life. It's going to affect you for generations. The stars literally shift when you go to these conventions. Everything in your life, it's like the skies open up and everything in your life starts to make sense, because you're understanding the techniques, the skills, the company, the heartbeat of the company in a totally different way. And there's just nothing else like it. So you guys get to this convention. It's going to be literally the most epic convention ever. I've never, ever been this excited for a convention. And it's because of so many things that are going to be coming out, and, you know, all of the different things that are going to be happening this year. So make sure that you don't miss it. I promise it will be one for the books.
I could not agree more. And I love how excited you get, because I am the same way. I cannot wait for this convention. And you're right. Mr. Kirk Hansen alluded to some new things coming out, and it will absolutely, I don't know what to say, but except that it will change your business. It's going to be incredible. So don't be the person on the couch wishing you were there. Be the person cheering when we make these announcements, getting surrounded by leaders like Heidi and like others, because it's absolutely worth the investment, worth the time. It's going to be amazing. So with that, Heidi, thank you so much for your time. It's been absolutely awesome, and I've gotten a ton of great feedback. We're going to wrap this call up, but we will put this on replay tomorrow. So if you have people on your team who missed it, check out Kyani Pro. It'll be on replay. And again, Heidi, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thank you. I'll see you at convention.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Bye.